The Deadman debut, 1990 to 1994, November 1990, Survivor Series. The music hit, Gong, and the WWF changed forever. From the smoke walked a man who looked like he had dug his way out of the grave. Black trench coat, wide-brimmed hat, pale skin, eyes rolled back in his head. He didn't run, he didn't smile, he didn't even look alive. He was introduced as The Undertaker, and kids in the crowd immediately hid behind their parents. On paper, the gimmick sounded like a joke. Vince McMahon had already given fans a wrestling garbage man, a wrestling repo man, even a wrestling clown. And now, a wrestling mortician. It should have died in the graveyard of bad ideas. But here's why it didn't. Mark Calaway. Calaway became The Undertaker in a way nobody expected. He didn't play it over the top. He didn't wink at the camera. He was the character, slow, methodical, terrifying. He barely spoke, and when he did, it sounded like something out of a horror film. And the crazy part? It worked instantly. Within 1 year of his debut, The Undertaker did the unthinkable. He beat Hulk Hogan for the WWF Championship. Hogan was the face of the company, the man Vince built everything around. And yet, Vince put the belt on a zombie mortician after only 12 months. That's how much faith they had in him. What made the early Deadman era so unforgettable was the mythology. The Undertaker didn't come alone. He came with Paul Bearer, a pale man in black with a high-pitched wail, carrying an urn that supposedly gave Taker his powers. Only for his spirit to rise on the screen, the Deadman's legend grew with every eerie entrance. By the mid-90s, he wasn't just another character. He was wrestling's Grim Reaper. And when that gong hit, wrestling didn't just get another star, it got a legend. Ministry of Darkness, 1998 to 1999. By 1998, wrestling wasn't colorful superheroes anymore. The Attitude Era was chaos. Stone Cold was pouring beer on his boss. The Rock was roasting everybody on the mic. And just when you thought WWF couldn't get any crazier, The Undertaker went full nightmare. This was the Ministry of Darkness. He became a cult leader, and he didn't come alone. He built an army of disciples, the Acolytes, Viscera, Midian. Together, they turned Raw into a weekly horror movie. The highlights are burned into wrestling history. Undertaker kidnapping Stephanie McMahon, tying her to a giant symbol, and almost marrying her in a dark wedding until Austin made the save. The infamous moment where he crucified Stone Cold Steve Austin on his symbol. A visual so shocking it made parents furious and fans obsessed. Those eerie entrances with druids, fire, and Taker's eyes rolled back, making him look possessed. And then, the Ministry era wasn't about five-star classics, it was about spectacle. It was about pushing wrestling to the edge of what TV could show. In the late 90s, Austin and Rock ruled the spotlight. But in the shadows, The Undertaker was building wrestling's scariest legend. American Badass, 2000 to 2003. By 2000, fans had seen every version of the Deadman. So at Judgment Day, 2000, the lights went out and a Harley roared in. The American Badass was here. No trench coat, no hat, just leather, sunglasses, and Limp Bizkit blasting rolling through the arena. The Undertaker was now a biker brawler, and fans didn't know what to think. Was this even the same guy? The answer, absolutely. Because this wasn't a downgrade, it was reinvention. The American Badass fought differently. More punches, more MMA style, more grit. He wasn't bearing souls, he was breaking jaws. Highlights? Plenty. His shocking Judgment Day return, wrecking the McMahon-Helmsley faction. Leading team WWF in the Invasion storyline against WCW and ECW. Main event feuds with The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Kane, proving he could hang with anyone in any era. The bike entrances, the music, the swagger, it all made Taker feel real. The Deadman had become the locker room's outlaw, and when he transitioned into his next phase, it was clear. Undertaker could evolve and still be terrifying. Big Evil, 2001 to 2003. If the American Badass was cool, Big Evil was cruel. By 2001, the bandana and bike stayed, but the attitude got darker. Undertaker wasn't the silent mortician anymore. He was the toughest enforcer in the company, and the highlights from this era are unforgettable. His brutal feud with Jeff Hardy gave us one of Raw's greatest main events, a ladder match in 2002. Undertaker dominated Hardy from start to finish, but when Jeff kept getting back up, refusing to quit, something changed. After the match, Taker raised Hardy's hand and told him, "You're one tough kid." That single moment turned Jeff into a star and showed a different side of Undertaker's respect. At Judgment Day 2002, Big Evil won the Undisputed Championship, proving that even after a decade, he was still good enough to carry the company as its top guy. His rivalries with The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Brock Lesnar gave us violent, physical classics that blurred the line between sport and fight. Big Evil wasn't about caskets, urns, or lightning bolts. He was about fists, intimidation, and raw presence. He was The Undertaker stripped down to his most human, and yet still terrifying. And that's what made this era special. Fans respected it because this wasn't just a character anymore. This was Mark Calloway himself bleeding through. Deadman returns 2004 to 2007. WrestleMania 20, Madison Square Garden. The lights cut, smoke filled the arena, and then, gone. The Deadman was back. Paul Bearer's voice echoed. Druids carried torches, and Undertaker emerged from the fog in the hat and coat. His opponent, Kane, the brother who swore the Deadman was gone forever. The match was brutal, symbolic, and unforgettable. From here, Undertaker hit his peak. His feud with Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, proved legends don't die. His World Heavyweight title win against Batista at WrestleMania 23 was a war of titans. His matches with Kurt Angle, Edge, and Mr. Kennedy combined supernatural aura with world-class wrestling. And most importantly, the streak grew. WrestleMania wasn't just a show anymore. God Mode, 2008 to 2014. By 2008, the streak wasn't trivia. It was sacred. WrestleMania 26 versus Shawn again, career versus streak. Shawn's career ended. The streak lived. WrestleMania 27 and 28 versus Triple H, the end of an era. Hell in a Cell match with Shawn as referee. All three walked to the stage, arm in arm. An image that closed the book on that pay. 21-0. Each year, fans wondered who could break it. Each year, the answer was nobody. The streak wasn't just Undertaker's story, it was WrestleMania's soul until it wasn't. The Last Ride, 2015 to 2020. Brock Lesnar broke the streak, and the world stopped. From that moment, every Undertaker match felt like the end. Fans didn't ask, can he win anymore? They asked, is this his last one? He beat Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 31, but looked slower. He fought Shane McMahon in Hell in a Cell, but Shane's dive stole the moment. At WrestleMania 33, he lost to Roman Reigns, leaving his hat, gloves, and coat in the ring. Fans sobbed. They thought it was over, but like any gunslinger, Taker came back again and again. Some matches were rough, like the infamous Goldberg bout in Saudi Arabia. Others were magic, like the Boneyard match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36, a cinematic masterpiece blending every era of Taker into one. That match was his last, the perfect ending. Final Farewell, 2020, 30 years. Survivor Series, 1990 to Survivor Series 2020. The circle closed, the arena filled with memories, fire, smoke, druids, streaks, brothers of destruction, and then the gong. Undertaker walked slowly to the ring one last time. No opponent, no streak, just silence. He laid the hat and coat in the center of the ring. A hologram of Paul Bearer appeared, as if to welcome him home. My time has come to let the Undertaker rest in peace. The lights went out. The gong echoed one last time, and just like that, he was gone. But here's the truth. Legends don't die, and the Undertaker will never rest in peace. The Undertaker's farewell reminds us legends never truly leave us. If you want to honor more of the wrestlers we loved and lost, watch our tribute. Every most loved WWE legend who passed away explained in 11 minutes. Their stories deserve to be remembered.